Rajasthan is headed for a major cabinet rejig. In a meeting at the Chief Minister's residence on Saturday, all ministers resigned ahead of the mega reshuffle. The expansion, in fact, is being seen as a reconciliation between Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot and Sachin Pilot's camps. Rajasthan Congress Chief Govind Singh Dotasra has claimed that the rejig is a routine process. The swearing-in ceremony is likely to take place around 4 p.m. in Jaipur today. Pilot loyalists Hemaram Chaudhary, Brajendra Ola, Dipendra Singh Shekhawat, Ramesh Meena, Murlilal Meena will be given cabinet berths. The expansion is going to be seeing the inclusion of some BSP and independent MLAs. The cabinet expansion is also being seen as a small victory for Sachin Pilot, who has, remember, for a very long time been leading an unsuccessful revolt against Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot.
पूर्वी राजस्थान की जो मांग थी विकास की और मंत्री परिषद में जो हमें हिस्सा मिला है और SC ST के लोगों को जो आज कैबिनेट मिनिस्टर बनाया है तो मुझे खुशी है और मैं सभी को सचिन पायलट साहब को, गहलोत साहब को, प्रभारी माकन जी को, प्रियंका जी, राहुल जी और सोनिया जी को का आभार प्रकट करना चाहता हूं। बहुत बहुत धन्यवाद देना चाहता हूं कि इस बार इन्होंने जिस तरह का मंत्रिमंडल में CM से चर्चा करके हमारे आला कमान ने जो निर्णय लिया है वो एक जनता में मैसेज अच्छा जाएगा।
कांग्रेस का कार्यकर्ता हूं। मेरे निष्ठा पे आज तक कांग्रेस में कोई प्रश्नवाचक चिन्ह नहीं लगा। हर तरह की परिस्थिति का मैंने सामना किया। टिकट मांगा, टिकट नहीं मिला, टिकट मिला, जीते हारे, टिकट मिला, जीते, फिर टिकट कट गया, चुनाव हार गए, चुनाव जीत गए। हर तरह के राजनीति के रंग देखे, लेकिन मैंने कभी भी कांग्रेस के प्रति अपनी निष्ठा पे कोई दाग नहीं लगने दिया। कांग्रेस हाईकमान का मुझ पे विश्वास, मुख्यमंत्री जी का विश्वास कि उन्होंने मौका दिया।
Dev Ankur is getting us more details on that story. He joins us from Jaipur for more on that. Dev, just to give us an idea about what the Gehlot camp essentially is saying about the manner in which Sachin Pilot's loyalists are being brought in. Are they happy? Has a truce formula been reached there?
Well, Sneha, that's a very good question given the fact that there are several camps in Rajasthan which Ashok Gehlot had to placate. But remember, this entire cabinet expansion or reshuffle or rejig, however you name it, will have the stamp of approval of Ashok Gehlot. That is why the entire cabinet reshuffle was being delayed for more than a year's time. There are several names which will be getting a look in from the BSP camp, also those MLAs who left BSP and joined the Congress, and several independents as well. So Ashok Gehlot is trying to walk the tight rope at this point in time, and the stage is set for Sachin Pilot camp to feel that they will be, returning to the mainstream. They were in the cold storage for more than a year. Sachin Pilot will be speaking to the media at this very place in about half an hour's time from now. There are several names, including Hemaram Chaudhary, Brajendra Singh Ola, Murari Lal Meena. All of these MLAs are from the Sachin Pilot camp. They will be sworn in today. There are three names which include Mamta Bhupesh, Bhajan Lal Jatav and Tikaram Juli, who will be promoted to the rank of cabinet ministers. So at this point in time, the focus for the Ashok Gehlot government is on 2023. The government wants to ensure that there are no further hiccups, there are no further revolts and the tussle of the kind that one saw last year. And going forward, the entire, the process is smooth. The BJP, the Congress feels in Rajasthan is a divided party. There are several factions in BJP as well. And if it wants to take the advantage and to break that, of the parties repeating once the Congress, then the BJP, and then, alternatively coming into government, if that has to be broken, the party feels that right now is the time to start preparing for that. Sachin Pilot has also mentioned that time and again, and that is why you see several ministers who were holding on to two posts, like Harish Chaudhary, who was the revenue minister in Ashok Gehlot government, and also the parties in charge for Punjab, Raghu Sharma, who is the party in charge for Gujarat. So all of them have been ensured that they get one post and focus on that. And that is why the focus going forward will be on ensuring that the party gets to defeat BJP in Rajasthan and gets the second term.
Absolutely. Dev, we'll just come back to you for more on that. Be with us, Dev. In fact, talking about the various camps in Rajasthan, Dev was talking about how there's a Pilot camp and there's a Gehlot camp. So who all essentially are in Pilot's camp? We have Hema Ram Chaudhary, is a cabinet minister, 6-time MLA from the Gudamalani constituency, also former opposition leader in Rajasthan Assembly. Then we have Vishweshwendra Singh, who is a MLA and he is a former tourism minister. We also have Ramesh Meena, MLA from Saputra, former deputy leader of opposition. Murari Lal Meena, MLA from Dausa. We also have Brajendra Ola. These are people who will in fact be getting cabinet berths. He right now is an MLA from Jhunjhunu and a former minister as well. Some news just coming in. Sachin Pilot is all set to address the press at 10:30 a.m. Just about half an hour from now. 5 Pilot camp MLAs, remember, will be inducted into the cabinet. 3 MLAs to get cabinet berth and 2 will be getting an MOS berth. Pilot is going to be addressing a press conference just some time from now is the latest information that we can share with our viewers at this point in time. Dave continues to be with us. For more on that, Dave, just to give us an idea about what Pilot essentially would be talking about.
Well, Sneha, the press conference will be beginning in about 20-25 minutes from now. Sachin Pilot is likely to thank the party high command. You know, what will be interesting to watch out for, Sneha, will be whether he will be thanking the Rajasthan Chief Minister Ashok Gehlot or not. The kind of Cold War that had been going on between the two of them during the last year or so, and even prior to that, one repeatedly saw Sachin Pilot thanking Sonia Gandhi, Rahul Gandhi, Priyanka Gandhi for ensuring that, he became the Deputy Chief Minister, and also he continued to be the party Congress president in Rajasthan. But that is a thing of the past. He no longer is the Deputy CM, he no longer is the party chief in the state. And today, when he will be coming out, in all likelihood, he's going to thank Ajay Maken, who is the party's in charge for Rajasthan, thank Sonia Gandhi, thank Priyanka Gandhi, and perhaps he will be talking about 2023, how the Congress wants to defeat the BJP and break that jinx of Congress in the last 20 to 25 years, never been able to consecutively rule Rajasthan. There has been this trend which has been going on in Rajasthan that when it's BJP in power, thereafter Congress, and thereafter the BJP has once again been returning to power. The Congress really wants to, break that jinx that has been going on, and that is why Sachin Pilot would address the media about that. One interesting question to ask Sneha to Sachin Pilot would be whether he will be staying in Rajasthan or not, because remember, it's his men, his loyalists who will be getting a look in. But what about Sachin Pilot? Will he continue to, practice his politics in the desert state, or will he be looking for a larger role? I have spoken with Sachin Pilot on several occasions, both, off and on camera, and he has mentioned that he wants to stay in Rajasthan. He wants to continue to practice politics in the desert state. This is the state from where his father, Rajesh Pilot, was a very well-known and a leader who came from the ground. He practiced his politics in Dausa region, and he was considered as a very, a farmer leader who rose from the ground, and that is why Pilot time and again mentions that he wants to stay over here, and his focus clearly, Sneha, is 2023. That is why he never pitched in for returning into the government at this point in time. He knows that he does not want to become the Deputy CM any longer. He wants the Chief Minister's post. He wants the party to project him as the face of the party for the Chief Ministerial post.
They will, of course, keep coming back to you for more on that. Talking to you, getting back to you in a bit from now as you track that important story. Sachin Pilot, remember, is all set to address a press conference at 10:30 a.m. today. There's also a key farmers meeting today at Shingu border to discuss the road ahead. The Samyukt Kisan Morcha is going to be meeting at 11 a.m. to discuss the next course of action regarding the ongoing agitation. A final decision on the MSP strategy and other demands will be taken in this meeting. Representatives from all 42 farmers organizations will participate. Farmers are resilient over their decision to not end the agitation till the time the laws are formally revoked in Parliament. A 9-member core committee had on Saturday demanded a guarantee law to be passed by the Centre for Ensuring MSP. They also have demanded to hold discussions over farmer deaths and FIRs lodged against them during the 15-month-long protest. Decision on the proposed daily tractor march to Parliament during the winter session of Parliament is going to be taken as well. Sources say Cabinet is going to be giving a final nod, in fact, to repeal the 3 farm laws, and that's going to happen on Wednesday. Ahead of the Samyukt Kisan Morcha's key meeting, Farm Union leader Rakesh Tikhair has spoken exclusively to India Today. Listen in.
कानून वापसी तो हो गई, अब आप लोगों की घर वापसी कब होगी सर?
हाँ जी, घर वापसी भी होगी, सरकार से बातचीत कर लेंगे और बातचीत करने के बाद में घर वापसी करेंगे।
तो कैसे बातचीत करेंगे? मतलब आप चाह रहे हैं कि सरकार की तरफ से पहल हो, आप लोगों को बुलाया जाए? ये तो लग रहा है कि घड़ी की सुई वहीं जाके अटक गई है।
नहीं भाई, कोई बात समाधान की तरफ जा रही है अब, तो टेबल पे भी तो फाइनल टच तो उसको टेबल पे दिया जाएगा ना। और भी बहुत मसले हैं, किसान आंदोलनरत हैं, वहां पे किसानों की शहादत हुई है, किसानों के ऊपर मुकदमे दर्ज है, एमएसपी गारंटी कानून बने, ये भी एक मामला है, सीड बिल का मामला है, दूध की पॉलिसी क्या आएगी, तो ये बहुत से जो सवाल हैं। और ये चीजें उस टाइम पे भी तय हुई थी जब 11 दौर की बातचीत हुई कि एमएसपी और 3 कानून पे बात अलग होगी और उसके बाद में एक कमेटी बन जाएगी जो सारे मामलों पर कमेटी तय करती रहेगी, फिर लोगों को आंदोलन ना करना पड़े। ये उस टाइम पे भारत सरकार और किसानों के बीच में एक तय हुई थी चीजें।
तो न्योता आया क्या अभी सरकार की तरफ से?
अभी कोई नहीं है।
What really is going to be on the agenda? Let's take a look. The next course of action. What are they then going to decide about the protests that we've been seeing for the last 15 months or so? Law and minimum support price. That again is something that is going to be coming up, since that's one of the demands of the farmers. Also, daily tractor march to Parliament during the winter session. That was actually planned a long ago, even before the Prime Minister made that decision. Again on the agenda, Kisan Mahapanchayat in Lucknow on the 22nd of November. Will that be called off? Agenda number 5, large agglomerations on first anniversary of the agitation on the 26th of November. That's something, again, that was on the cards essentially. Withdrawal of the FIRs lodged against farmers, lots of criminal cases against many of these farmers, and that is something that needs to be withdrawn, is what farmers are essentially now saying. Once again, actor Kangana Ranaut's remarks have stirred a big political controversy. After Prime Minister Modi repealed the 3 farm laws, Kangana has claimed Khalistanis have arm-twisted the government. BJP's old ally Akali Dal was quick to hit out at the actor. Party spokesperson Manjinder Singh Sirsa has filed a police complaint against Kangana over her alleged disrespectful and remarks hurting the Sikh community. Sirsa has hit out at the actor, saying that she should either be in a mental jail, hospital or jail, while demanding strict action against her. Members of the Congress's youth wing have also filed a police complaint against Kangana for making seditious statements against India on social media. In their complaint, the IYC members claimed when Prime Minister Modi announced the government had decided to repeal the laws, Ranaut posted on Instagram calling India a jihadist nation, openly calling for a dictatorship in India. On Saturday, Kangana took to microblogging platform Instagram, saying that Khalistanis have arm-twisted the government and that our country needs someone like Indira Gandhi because she crushed them like mosquitoes under her slippers at the cost of her own life.
इस नचड़िया को अपनी जबान पर काबू रखने को कहो। कहीं हमारे लोगों का संयम खो गया तो कौन कहां कुचला जाएगा इसका पता भी नहीं चलेगा। और मैं देश की सरकार को भी कहना चाहता हूं, ऐसे नचिया लोगों को आप सुरक्षा देते हैं, ऐसे घटिया मानसिकता के लोगों को आप साथ में गनमैन देकर चलाते हैं। ये जेल में जगह इनकी मेंटल अस्पताल में जगह है, ना कि इनकी समाज पे जगह है। इसको इनके खिलाफ कार्रवाई करे सरकार और इसको मेंटल अस्पताल में दाखिल करा के इसका इलाज कराए सरकार।
देश में किसी भी महिला, किसी भी आदमी को प्रधानमंत्री का संरक्षण हासिल हो तो वो कितने ही उल्टे सीधे बयानात देता रहे, कानून खामोश रहता है। वो उल्टे सीधे बयानात सुबह से शाम तक बोलती रहती हैं, ना उनके ऊपर कोई लगाम है, ना उनके आगे कोई कानून है। चूँकि प्रधानमंत्री का संरक्षण उनको हासिल है, इसलिए जो मिजाजे यार में है
कौन ये? क्या कोई बहुत बड़ी नेता है क्या, या कोई शहीदों के खानदान की है? क्या किया इसने? ये लोग जो हैं सिर्फ और सिर्फ तलवे चाट करके मोदी जी को खुश करना चाहते हैं। मैं समझता हूं कि इनका अवार्ड जल्दी से वापस लेना चाहिए और जिसने अवार्ड दिया उसको माफी मांगना चाहिए और इसको जेल भेज देना चाहिए।
Well, after Prime Minister Modi's announcement of farm laws being repealed, the clamour is now growing for the withdrawal of Citizenship Amendment Act and restoration of Article 370. Taking a shot at the government, Jammu and Kashmir Congress Chief Ghulam Ahmad Mir has said that the Prime Minister is going to now apologize for Article 370. Earlier, PDP President Mehbooba Mufti and National Conference Chief Farooq Abdullah had also demanded the restoration of Article 370 and 35A and the statehood of Jammu and Kashmir. Amroha MP and former BSP Lok Sabha leader Kunwar Danish Ali has called for the repeal of the Citizenship Amendment Act without delay.
नज़रिया ये है और हम ये समझते हैं कि चूँकि जनता की ताकत हर ताकत से मुल्क की, चाहे वो असम्बली की हो या पार्लियामेंट की हो, जनता की ताकत उससे ज़्यादा भारी और भरकम ताकत है। इसलिए मुसलमानों के सिलसिले के अंदर भी इस बिल को वापस लिया जाए जो वो बना रहे हैं।
सरकार ने 2019 में हुकूमत में आने के बाद में कई ऐसे काले कानून वापस किए जिसमें CNRC भी है। वो सरकार को सोचना चाहिए कि वो कानून भी मुल्क की बेहतरी के लिए नहीं है, मुल्क की आवाम की बेहतरी के लिए नहीं है और उस कानून को भी वापस लेना चाहिए। अब अगर सरकार NRC को फिर से लागू करने की कोशिश करेगी तो उसी तरह से जैसे पहले आंदोलन हुआ था उससे भी बड़ा आंदोलन इस सरकार के खिलाफ होगा और हम सरकार को मजबूर करेंगे कि इन काले कानूनों को वापस लें।
नाराज उस फैसले से हमारे जम्मू के हिंदू भाई भी है, सिख भाई है, मुसलमान है, पहाड़ों में रहने वाले लोग, उनको ज्यादा तकलीफ है। और इसलिए हम अगर सारे लोग, सारे कौम, सारे नजरियात एक होकर एक चीज के लिए आवाज उठाएं और वो दिन दूर नहीं होगा जब रात के 12 बजे मोदी साहब कहेगा कि मेरी से गलती हो गई थी, मैं माफी मांग रहा हूं और मैं जम्मू कश्मीर को वो सारी सिचुएशन वापस दे रहा हूं जो उनकी बनी।
सर ये बताइए यूनिटी क्या बात है?
Now as pressure mounts on finding the missing Chinese tennis star Peng Shuai, the Chinese state media has posted a video purporting to show Peng Shuai smiling and well. In one of the two videos posted on Twitter by the editor of Global Times newspaper, the sports star appears to be walking into a restaurant wearing a coat, a knit cap and a face mask. Take a look.
The disappearance of Chinese tennis player Peng Shuai has shocked the world. But according to a prominent state media journalist, she's been staying at home, quote, freely and will make a public appearance, quote, soon. Former doubles world #1 Peng has not been seen or heard from publicly since she said on Chinese social media on November 2nd that former Vice Premier Zhang Gaoli coerced her into sex and they later had an on-off consensual relationship. But on Saturday, Global Times editor-in-chief Hu Xijin, in a tweet referring to Peng, wrote, quote, "In the past few days, she stayed in her own home freely and she didn't want to be disturbed. She will show up in public and participate in some activities soon." The Global Times is published by the official newspaper of China's ruling Communist Party, the People's Daily. Hu said he had confirmed through his sources that photos shared on Twitter by a journalist working for Chinese state media purportedly showing Peng at home depicted her current state. He also posted a video later on Saturday that appeared to show Peng at a restaurant. Reuters was not able to verify the authenticity of the pictures or video independently. In a statement, Women's Tennis Association Chairman Steve Simon said, quote, "While it is positive to see her, it remains unclear if she is free and able to make decisions and take actions on her own without coercion or external interference. This video alone is insufficient." Adding, quote, "I've been clear about what needs to happen and our relationship with China is at a crossroads."
This is horrifying.
Tennis star Novak Djokovic backed the WTA's threat to pull tournaments out of China.
The whole community, tennis community, needs to back her up and her family and make sure that she's safe and sound. Because if you would have tournaments on the Chinese soil without resolving this situation, it would be a little bit strange.
Other top players in the sport, including Naomi Osaka and Serena Williams, have tweeted hashtag Where is Peng Shuai? And Roger Federer and Rafa Nadal in interviews expressed their concern and their hope to see her back soon. Neither former Vice Premier Zhang nor the Chinese government have commented on Peng's allegations. Her social media post was quickly deleted, and the topic has been blocked from discussion on China's heavily censored internet.
Well, that's a wrap on this bulletin.